Welcome to the podcast. My guest today is George Batty from Ushers, a beer bar in Edinburgh. If you like to drink beer in Edinburgh, you've probably come across it. It's one of the main go-to places for people who like craft beer, and as they have a little brewery on site, also their own beer, and they're very experimental and they love whatever's out there that's a bit different. So George talks us through what it takes to run a successful beer bar, what he gets out of it, what he brings to the table, what his staff bring to the table, how he makes it all happen, and how to create a good atmosphere. So if you've ever wondered what it's like to be on the other side of the bar of a successful beer place, listen to George. Here he is. So let's talk about Ushers.
Okay.
How would you describe Ushers as a bar?
Ushers is a craft beer bar, if you want to define craft.
Okay, that's maybe a rabbit hole we don't need to go down right
fine,
now, but I'm sure you have many discussions about that at the bar.
Indeed, yeah. We're beer obsessed brew pub, essentially. We've got lots of different taps, and we try to keep the range of beers exciting and interesting, and we're all about engaging the customers that come in and giving them a little taste of the beer and telling them why we're excited about them and what they think, and just sharing the joy of beer with everyone's our aim.
I have noticed that whenever I've been in Ushers, it's always, do you want to try this? And the little shot glasses come out. Nothing's ever a problem. It's really good. I've tried quite a few there that I probably wouldn't have if I'd been. This one's like £3 for a half pint or something like that, and you're a bit like, well, maybe I don't want to invest £3 in a half pint in case I can't finish it or something like that. But getting a little taster is... No,
that's the idea, yeah, because I choose beers that I haven't had before, so I don't expect anyone else to have had them or recognise any of them,
right?
Really, so it's about exploring beer together with your customers, so tasting's a big part of that, really.
It should be, I suppose.
Yeah, and giving people tasters of sour beers and crazy other things that they might not have had before and might not like at all, but it's interesting for them to try them, and it's like just give them a little peek into the scope and the breadth of the beer world. Yeah,
and I've seen the taps. Like today I saw the taps, and there's like a sour next to something that's 10%, and then there's some kind of grapefruit radler type thing.
Got it all. Yeah, there's a wild mushroom sour from Wild Beer. It's pretty crazy. Right. Yeah, it's actually pretty good. If anything, it's not mushroomy enough, but I'm a bit of a mushroom fan. So
I'll need to try that one. I've not tried it.
It's good.
That sounds excellent. What kind of customers do you get in then? We're here next to the university. I'm assuming there's quite a few students, but
there is quite a few students, but it's a very wide demographic. You get people from all over. The students tend to be the slightly older crowd, a lot of master students, a lot of PhD students, a lot of the staff as well, so we do our discount for students on the house beers and the cask beers. We extend that to university staff as well. So we get a lot of the staff and the lecturers and stuff coming in, and people that work there, and then I think people have started coming from all over the city, really, just to kind of see what beers we've got on and have a good time. So I think it's quite a very broad demographic, and for me that's always been important in every pub I've worked, kind of create an atmosphere where everyone's welcome and everyone feels comfortable. I think we've done fairly well in doing that. Yeah.
I think you have. How old is Ushers now? It's only a couple of years, isn't it?
Yeah, so 2 years and 8 months, I guess, something like that.
You've really put yourself on the map. I know that initially it was quiet, and the work that you did in the bar, just promoting the beer and so on. Now you can hardly ever get a seat to come in of an evening.
Yeah. No, it's definitely good. Yeah, we've gone from nothing to a pretty successful bar. Pretty pleased with the work I've done.
Yeah, you should be. It's really impressive. Most people, I suppose, would rely on food or music or a huge TV screen to get the punters in, but if you can do that just on the beer, that's really good. The time's right for a beer bar right now. I suppose beer's a big subject, and
it's a great time to love beer. It is indeed.
It is. Some of the beers that you've got on, you would never have opened a keg, thinking that you'd get rid of it just a couple of years ago. Really, I mean, a mushroom sour.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy even today, but it's selling well. Like, it's a good beer.
How long would you need to sell a keg of that?
I mean, you've got some time, especially with when the kegs are kind of sealed units, and they're sealed, they're in the line, it's all hunky-dory, generally speaking. The important thing is to taste the beer. Yeah. Make sure it's of a good quality. It's very important. Yes. With sour beers, obviously they're already sour. You've got more time with them, generally speaking. But keg will hold up for a couple of weeks or so. I mean, it is very dependent on the beer and what's in it. If there's any infections or anything that might grow, or has it picked up anything from your cellar or on transport. But generally speaking, keg beers, they last. You don't have to worry about them, and nowhere near as much as you have to worry about the cask.
Yeah. So you can be a little bit more experimental with them.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a high turnover, as you said, so generally don't have. I mean, it's just trying to think. I don't think we've had a beer on the bar for over 2 weeks for a very long time.
Wow. So, yeah.
They're generally smaller containers as well. You get like 30 litres, 20 litres, like that, so it's not too much to get through.
Okay, of the more out there beers.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah.
That's great. You do serve food as well, though, don't you?
Oh, we do. Yes. I mean, our kitchen's currently closed for refurbishment. There's lots of work going on, but generally speaking, yes, we do have food. It's kind of standard pub grub kind of deal. No fuss, and burgers and fish and chips. That's
Helps keep the punters there if they get hungry.
Yeah, indeed.
So the other thing that is unusual about Ushers is the little brewery, of course.
Indeed, yes.
What can you tell me about that? Because it seems to be, I mean, absolutely tiny, but now you're getting work done and you see it's moving.
Yes, so there's some work going on. They're rejigging and extending the kitchen, and we're moving where the brewery is and potentially getting new kit. It's very up in the air at the moment. Don't know exactly what's going to happen, but yeah, some exciting times ahead.
Absolutely.
New stuff going to be coming out soon, hopefully in the next couple of months. Should be interesting.
Okay, is it a secret?
It's not so much as a secret as in, nothing's finalised.
All right,
so I don't want to say anything.
Okay. Have you still got the same brewer that you had?
No, we haven't. That's one of the things that is changing, is who's in control of the kit and what's going on. But yeah, as I said, nothing's finalised yet. Okay. But watch this space, because something interesting will be happening.
Sounds interesting. I'm sure you'll put it up on your Facebook.
Oh yeah, we'll tell the whole world. Indeed.
How are you getting by without the house ales right now then? Have you got stock to get through?
Yeah, no, we've kind of drained all the stock over the Christmas and New Year's period. We've got 2 beers on the bar at the moment. Ours, Imperial Stout and a Tropical Fruit Kettle Sour. So those 2 weird ones, but they're the last stalwart kind of remaining old school Usher beers.
Oh yeah. Did you have like a set kind of menu of your beers that you knew sold and that people were after?
Yeah, I mean, it was important for me always to have an IPA. The wheat beer Computer Love sold really well, so we generally always had that as well. And then like a session pale, so a 3 point something kind of light beer. And other than that, we just kind of always trying crazy new things. I think it's so important, and as we said, it's an exciting time for beer. So
that was
go crazy and try lots of different things.
That was going to be my next question. How do you select the beers? I mean, obviously you're probably limited a little bit by your suppliers, but
yeah, I mean, obviously I can only choose from what's available that current week, but generally, as I said before, I choose the things that I haven't had before. The things that, from breweries I know or trust, or, if I haven't heard of something, I'm going to look it up and be like, oh, what's this and that? And, if it gets me excited, I'll definitely get it in. And obviously always try to maintain a balance. We're a little bit low on the kind of session side of things. I'm a bit bad for ABVs, really. I tend to like the higher ABV beers, so our beer bar's a little bit strong, generally speaking. We do the 3rd pints and measure it out.
That's it. No one has to neck 10 pints.
No, that's the thing. No, I mean, the aim of the game is trying to keep a balanced board. So you've got like your session pales and your imperial stouts and sours and wheat beers, and you don't have to have one of every type of beer on the bar at all times. But having a good selection of different styles of beer from different places is important to me. It can be fairly tough to manage, but we do okay. We've got a lot of taps, so we've got some freedom to mess around with. That's pretty good.
Can the brewers approach you about taking on their beer?
Yeah, they can, definitely. There's a few hoops to jump through and stuff in terms of suppliers and where you can get stuff from, but I mean, totally always open to discussions, and especially free beer. That's always good. When they send me some samples, I'm not going to turn them away.
Doors, doesn't it? Well, speaking of free beer, there's a homebrew meet that happens regularly.
Yes, indeed.
At Ushers, and people bring their own beer in.
Yes.
So you don't necessarily profit from these people bringing in their own beer.
No, I mean they've been very good, and a lot of them are loyal customers anyway that we'll see throughout the week. But they periodically come in and they have the big table and they bring all their home brews.
Yes.
And they share them round and we get to try them and they talk about them, and generally order quite a lot of beer from the bar anyway. So.
All right, okay. So it's not just a whole load of people come, use your table, drink their beer and bugger off again.
No, I mean to an extent. I mean, if they want to do that, I'm fine with that. It's all part of the fun of the scene, if you want to call it. Like, yeah, it's good. It's good.
I saw you had a homebrew competition there once, and in this event, the winner got to have their recipe scaled up for your brew kit, and then you sold it behind the bar. I mean, that's
indeed
a fabulous opportunity for homebrewers, isn't it? Do you think you'll be doing that again?
Oh, definitely. I think there's definitely scope for that again, and it was really fun. They're quite difficult to plan because you need to give lots of notice for people to brew the beers.
Of course,
because not everyone has something ready at the drop of a hat. You got to collect all the bottles up, and then you got to try them all, which is. I think you were there at the tasting.
I did taste a few. Yes.
Taste a few. I ended up getting pretty drunk.
That was an impressive evening. I think it was 40 beers or something like that to get
something
through,
crazy.
wasn't it?
Only little bits, but it all adds up.
It does add up. Yeah. That was a great event. I mean, what a buzz! And the good thing about that, I suppose, is that you're there where people are experimenting.
Yeah, exactly.
And what a great way to get a new recipe into your kit.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's the whole idea. I mean, obviously I'm very spoiled with the selection of beers I have available to me, and I'm always trying different things, so always up. There's just so much you can do.
Yeah.
It's just exploring that whole depth. It's just brilliant.
A bit overwhelming at times, isn't it? I mean...
no, I like it.
Yeah, you're not easily overwhelmed.
I'm kind of jump in at the deep end kind of guy.
Do you go to other beer bars to check out their selection and drink there?
I do occasionally, yes. I know Adam that runs the Bat used to run Ushers, so I'm over there quite a bit, and occasionally into Salt Course and things like that. So
You try out their beers and see what they've got. And if you like something, would you see about getting it behind your bar?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, me and Adam Adam who runs the Bat, order off the same list essentially. So always kind of like, we got quite similar beer tastes. So we'll do our orders and then we'll talk to each other and be like, do you get that? Yeah. Do you get that? Yeah. We need to kind of like have some variance there, but it's difficult.
Well, I suppose if you're talking to each other, you can make sure that you're not just got the same ones on.
Yeah.
You can say, right, you try that crazy one and I'll try this crazy one, and we can compare notes. That's ideal.
Yeah.
Is the Hanging Bat to do with your owners as well?
Yes, Caledonian Heritable, who own Ushers, also own the Hanging Bat.
Okay, so you're not actually in any direct, like...
Not really, no. I mean, we
friendly rivalry, maybe?
Well, yeah, of course. No, it was Adam and me kind of started at the same time in Ushers, and we built that place together. Yes. It was really cool to see him take over that place, and now we're kind of in both bars and kind of enjoying this the scene.
Yeah, no,
Stop saying the word, but
it is a scene, and you're completely nailing it. I mean, this must be a great time to be doing the job that you're doing.
Oh, it's fun for sure. Yeah.
Now, a little birdie tells me that you are also brewing beer at the Hanging Bat. Yeah,
I do. Yeah, I get involved there because obviously they've got the kit, and their brewer left not long after Adam took over, and whole big upheaval, and it was just sitting there.
Right.
So I think it was just changing times and all that nonsense and the stuff that goes with it. But yeah, so the kit was sitting there, and I was like, well, let's brew some beer then, get some beer on the bar. So yeah, been in with a couple of different people and tried out some mad recipes and things, and yeah, it's been pretty fun.
Are you a home brewer then? Is that something you do in your spare time?
No, I don't have I don't own a homebrew kit, and I have never really done it. It wasn't until I started at Ushers really that I started getting into brewing.
Right.
So about 2 years ago, we got the kit there, and the brewer who was in full time, and always talking to him and kind of like gaining knowledge off him.
Of course.
And helped with some brews, and we had a little like a small homebrew scale size kit.
Yeah.
Just in the cupboard
At
of the brewery, which we'd use to do experimental
Mhm.
brews on and test out recipes and things. So yeah, just got into it from there, and obviously being in the position I am, talked to a lot of brewers and a lot of home brewers as well, and I just kind of like to get into things. So
oh, you're sitting on a volcano of information there. If you're
yeah, that's it. Yeah.
What kind of beer have you made then?
I've made all sorts. I made coffee pails and Belgian triples, and what did we do? I did a black IPA with bitter orange and what did I have in it? Juniper berries, I think.
Oh,
so
wow.
something like that anyway. Yeah, that was at the bat. That was pretty good. It turned out all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really prejudiced on style. I mean, I'm not that interested in session pales, as I mentioned before.
Yes,
generally around 6%.
Yeah, well,
and above.
You're very lucky that you've got such a broad audience to sell your beer to.
Yeah.
Others like me aren't as fortunate. So I keep trying to make beer that I know my friends will drink at a party.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of trying to do the pale ale thing. Well,
just brew beer that you want to drink.
Well, I might have to ask you to let me in on your gig then. The homebrew, of course, is quite restricted because you haven't got like you have one or two main drinkers, so you need to kind of tone it down a bit. But you're definitely in a position where you can just go as crazy as you want, really, especially if you're only making like say 20 or 30 litres.
Yeah.
It's not going to take you long to get rid of them in a
No,
bar, is it?
it.
There'll be some curious folks.
Yeah, I mean, there's always people. Yeah, we are really lucky with the clientele. We've tapped into this kind of growing scene, as it were, people that are just as desperate as I am to try different beers, lots of crazy things. And what's the weirdest thing on the bar?
Yeah.
Mushroom sour. Definitely having that. But yeah, it's good.
I was going to ask you another thing about running a successful beer bar like you have. Obviously, it's important that the staff that you have are on board. I mean, you couldn't just have someone who doesn't know much about beer or isn't enthusiastic about it.
I think enthusiasm's the key point. You don't need to be a level 10 super beer nerd to get a job in Ushers. You just need to be passionate about it, and if you've got that scope and you are passionate, then you're going to learn pretty quickly because you're tasting the beer and talking about beer all day long, all night long, and it's just you learn a lot very quickly, I think.
You'd get found out if you were faking it.
Yeah, well, I don't think anyone is. I think genuinely everyone who works at Ushers has a passion, has an interest in beer, and it's kind of cultivated and groomed because you're in that and you're constantly talking about beer and drinking it, and I got this crazy bottle and this and that and the other. So yeah, it's really good. Yeah,
I could see why this would be the perfect job for somebody who's really into beer, because they're not there long enough. The beers, aren't there long enough for you to get bored with them. They're constantly rotating.
Yeah, always changing. Yeah, generally only have one keg of each beer.
Yeah,
and just constantly changing it up.
Yeah, excellent.
Lots of line cleans.
Well, this is another issue, isn't it? They've got to teach them how to do all the technical side behind the bar, and the temperatures are probably important. And
everything's set up to a degree, especially with the keg beer. It's a system and a routine in place, and it's not that difficult as long as you know what you're doing.
Right.
It's fine, really.
I did see. I was witnessing one of your smaller brewers dropping off a keg of beer that was difficult. That was overcarbonated, basically.
Ah, right. Okay.
And one of your staff managed to calm it down and managed to pour it. So skill.
When you get a troublesome keg, it can be difficult. You've always got the option of just putting something else on, and I'll come in and deal with it later.
Okay.
But overcarbing, especially with the key kegs, can be quite tricky, especially if it's like a wheat beer or something.
Yes.
It's kind of got all frothy and stuff, and they're not temperature controlled when they're in the warehouse or in delivery and stuff. And if they come from America, it's even worse.
Of course, yeah.
Months on a ship, not months, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's all sorts of tricks you can do, kind of rejigging the pressure, turning the keg upside down, mess around with it, yeah.
Oh, believe me, I've tried quite a few when I've had a particularly unsuccessful batch of homebrew.
Yeah,
I've tried to pour it out of a corny keg.
Oh yeah, the corny kegs are a bit of a nightmare, really.
Yeah.
You don't have much scope for controlling the pressure and stuff unless you've paid out for like regulators and pressure controllers and things.
Yeah.
So.
Which I haven't.
Yeah.
But I mean, I can imagine that some of the more experimental beers that you have might be a little bit more temperamental to serve, or come from maybe brewers who are not as consistent.
I would say potentially not. As I said before, the worst ones are wheat beers, and that's generally brewers. There's wheat in pretty much every beer, but only a little bit.
Yeah.
It's generally there for head retention. It kind of creates and maintains the froth in a beer, and so you got a beer that's kind of like almost half wheat in the mash tun. It's going to be super crazy.
Yeah, it wants to froth. Yeah. And stay there.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's a tricky thing to do from brewery sides. I think, I mean, I've had problem kegs from the biggest brewers and the smallest ones. I mean, I don't think it's anything down to how big your operation is, or how crazy the beer is. Really, I think it's just it's a difficult thing to get right. I think
just a day-to-day skill you need to acquire. Yeah, excellent. So, what's the plans for Ushers? What can we expect after the refurb? Anything new?
Refurb, yeah. So obviously we're moving the brewery, getting a new kit, and extending the kitchen and all that kind of jazz. So hopefully in a few weeks or so, when it's all done, it should be looking brand spanking new. Be pretty exciting. Other than that, we've got lots of tap takeovers and events that we're kind of starting to plan. And stuff like that.
I wanted to talk to you about tap takeovers.
Sure.
Actually, how do you go about organising one of them, and what happens at a tap takeover?
I mean, how do you go about organising them? Generally, pester the brewers. Be like, do you want to come up and do a meet the brewer and a tap takeover? And if they've got a bit of time in their schedule and they think it's a good idea, then they're usually up for it.
Okay, well, it helps them promote the product.
Yeah, I mean, that's for them. It's marketing. It's part of the thing that they're kind of expected to do, and generally they're quite fun as well. As to like how you do the actual event, there's a couple of different ways of doing it. You can have a more formal style event where it's kind of a sit down and we've got certain beers and we'll take you through them and have a little taste, or we can do it fairly informally, which I tend to prefer, and just prop the brewer up at the bar, feed them lots of booze, get them as drunk as possible, and just like be there with them and encourage people to engage and talk, and they got their t-shirts and some free samples and stuff like that, and just have a good time and get as many people involved as possible, really.
That does sound a lot more fun than the formal.
Well, it depends what you're into. Like some of the formal ones are really fun. I say formal just because of the layout. It's not like it's super posh or anything. Like, you're still drinking lots of beer. And talking about the beer. And they're generally more informative because, it's more planned out and you're talking about every individual beer in detail and things like that. Because they can be really good as well. They're more for people that are already super into beer. You see what I mean? And they're the kind of people that they're into beer and they love it, and that's why they go to these kind of events. And I like, our mission for Ushers has always been to be as accessible as possible, so it kind of ties into that. Just keep it open, and random people come to the bar and be like, oh, this is a brewer from this beer and here's his beer, and try this and try that, have a little chat with him, see what we can get out of him or her.
Excellent. Anything else that springs to mind?
Not off the top of my head. Any more questions or anything?
Well, I had actually been wondering if you sell t-shirts. I know that's random, but
we don't actually.
I don't think I've ever seen an Ushers t-shirt.
No, I'm very much. People always new staff were like, "Oh, it's a dress code." I'm just like, just wear whatever you feel comfortable in. That's totally fine. And I think it's important for me everyone's got their own individuality and their personality and stuff, and I don't like uniforms at all. Like, I've always hated uniforms. So in turn, we don't have like staff t-shirts like
Fair enough,
but we don't. I think there's some old Ushers t-shirts from like 2 years ago, knocking around in the bottom of the cellar somewhere, but I don't know if I could find them. It's definitely something we can do in the future, for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe do different beer-themed ones.
Well, this is it. You could have an awful lot of fun.
That's it, yeah. Merchandise where you make your money.
I'm sure you've got better ways of making your money, but you know, it can't harm. It's a lot of fun, isn't it?
No, people love t-shirts and
they
stuff. They do. Clown water hats and all that nonsense. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, thanks for talking to me. That's
great. No worries. Yeah, it was fun.
And might have to drink a beer now. Thanks to George for talking to me. As it turns out, George is in the process of leaving Ushers. He's a bit of an entrepreneur and he's got quite a few other things on the go, so I wish him all the best with his own venture. I'm sure whoever takes over Ushers will be just as keen and dedicated to beer as he was. If you want to find out more about Ushers, you can find them on social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook and so on, and on their website. I will leave the addresses at the bottom of the podcast on WordPress. So, as usual, in the show notes, further links. Till next time.